This episode is brought to you by Sax.com. At Sax.com, it's easy to find your new vibe. Dive into the Western trend with gold cowboy boots from Stott, or go full 90s throwback with platforms from Prada. You can shop for everything on your agenda, whether it's a breezy Zimmermann dress for a garden party or a bright Chloe blazer for brunch. Find inspiration for your new vibe every day at Sax.com.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds, and I'm here with Keith, co-star of my upcoming film, If, only in theaters May 17th. Do you want to tell people the big news? All right, I'll do it. Sign up now and you'll get unlimited for $15 a month and 6 months of Paramount Plus Essential Plan on us. MintMobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 equivalent to $15 per month. Unlimited over 40 gigabytes per month. Face lower speeds. Videos at 480p. Active Mint customers by 531.24 get 6 months of Paramount Plus Essential Plan. Auto renews after 6 months. Offer ends May 31st, 2024. Separate Paramount Plus registration required. Terms and conditions apply if rated PG.
This is Optimal Health Daily, episode 2562. You Can't Shame Yourself into Health and Hotness, Part 2, by Jessi Kneeland with markfisherfitness.com. And I'm Dr. Neil. Hey there, and welcome back to Optimal Health Daily, where I read to you from some of the most popular health and fitness blogs online. Now, today is Wednesday, and like I do every Wednesday, I like to share a little bit of inspiration with you. So with that, here we go. Quote, "Be happy for this moment. This moment is your life." Omar Khayyam. Now, today's episode is part 2 of a longer post. If you missed part 1, then I'd recommend going back and listening to that first. That was episode 2561. But if you're all caught up, let's hear part 2 and continue optimizing your life. You Can't Shame Yourself into Health and Hotness, Part 2, by Jessi Kneeland with markfisherfitness.com. Starting out. Unfortunately, many people in our body-obsessed society only think to begin a health or fitness program because they feel insecure or negative about their bodies. Women, and increasingly men, are especially vulnerable to suffering from negative body image, which means they often approach food, fitness, and other health habits as a way to fix their flaws or lose enough weight to finally be acceptable. With endlessly layered and conflicting beauty and body standards, along with increasing pressure to look flawless, our society encourages us to see certain kinds of bodies, lean, fit, thin, muscular, as good, right, and worthy of love or attention, while other bodies, pretty much everything else, as bad, gross, wrong, and unworthy. So is it any wonder that when your average Joe or Jane takes up a new health or fitness program, they're coming at it from a place of fear, shame, negativity, and a desire to fix what's wrong with them? It's easy to see why so many people fail to reach their long-term goals, think they hate exercise, have disordered relationships with food, and generally blame themselves for not having enough willpower. An alternative. How would your relationship to health, fitness, and nutrition shift if you moved away from shame-based motivation and moved toward acceptance and self-compassion? Well, this isn't something that will be changed overnight. In fact, this may take years of work if you've been deeply entrenched in shame your whole life. But here are a few places to start. 1. Focus on how you feel instead of how you look. Instead of spending your mental energy on what you want to change externally about your body, focus your attention on how you feel inside and how you want to feel instead. Then, pay attention to how you feel as you make changes and how you feel after making each change for a few weeks. How do you feel when you go for a 20-minute walk every day? How do you feel when you don't? Tune inward to the immediate changes in how you feel with each behavior instead of outward to things like weight, size, or appearance. 2. Dismantle the hierarchy of bodies. A lot of the shame we feel about our bodies comes from old, deep beliefs about which bodies are good or desirable and which are bad or undesirable. I call this the hierarchy of bodies. Marketers and advertisers capitalize on and even create this hierarchy in order to make money, so it can seem more like fact than opinion. But think about other eras of history. Fat, pale, small-breasted, and even hairy women have all been the height of beauty in different cultures and different times. Today's body hierarchy is all about prioritizing thin, lean, fit bodies. But those bodies are not objectively better than any other kind of bodies. Start to challenge your thoughts and beliefs about which bodies are good and which are bad by asking where you learned them and if they're really true. 3. Uncouple health from thinness and leanness. Many people assume that getting healthier means losing weight, and that if you're losing weight, you must be getting healthier. This is not true. Health doesn't look any particular way, and it does us all a disservice to assume that lean or thin is healthier than average or fat, because not only does it reinforce the hierarchy of bodies, meaning some bodies are acceptable and some are not, it also puts our focus on external feedback like size, weight, and numbers, instead of how you feel. Get educated about the fat bias and fat phobia that are so common in our culture by reading books like Health at Every Size, Intuitive Eating, or Body of Truth to help yourself uncouple these two unrelated concepts. 4. Change your self-talk. Pay attention to when you say unkind or shaming things to yourself about your body, your character, or your habits. Would you say something like that to your best friend or a child? If not, then why are you saying it to yourself? Bring awareness to these negative self-talk messages and interrupt them with something neutral or positive. If you're not ready to replace "my body is so gross" with "my body is beautiful and amazing," that's okay, don't force it. Try replacing it with something neutral like "my body gets me where I need to go," or "it's okay for me to look like this." Instead of focusing on what's wrong with us, we have to start focusing on what's right about us, refusing to buy into the narrative that some bodies are good and some are bad, and offering ourselves the same kind of compassion, kindness, and understanding that we offer everyone else. If you do this, you might discover that you naturally want to eat more nutritious food, move your body more, get more sleep, drink more water, or otherwise take better care of yourself, all because you know that both you and your body are worthy of love, care, and respect, and that you deserve to thrive and feel your best. You just listened to part 2 of the post titled, "You Can't Shame Yourself into Health and Hotness" by Jessi Kneeland with markfisherfitness.com, and I'll be right back with my commentary. We're driven by the search for better, but when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites. One of the things I love about Indeed is that it filters out incompatible applicants. So when you're hiring, the process is much faster, and you only have to consider applicants that are already likely to be a great fit. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/health. Just go to Indeed.com/health right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/health. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
This episode is brought to you by Sax.com. At Sax.com, it's easy to find your new vibe. Dive into the Western trend with gold cowboy boots from Stott, or go full 90s throwback with platforms from Prada. You can shop for everything on your agenda, whether it's a breezy Zimmermann dress for a garden party or a bright Chloe blazer for brunch. Find inspiration for your new vibe every day at Sax.com.
Dr. Neil here for my commentary. So much of what Jessi discussed can be put into practice with one simple tool. You're not going to be thrilled about it, but hear me out. Keep a journal. Jessi recommended that we ask ourselves how we feel after we finish that 20-minute walk versus how we feel when we skip it. Keep those notes in a journal. Let's say after listening to this podcast, or again, any of the shows in the OLD family of podcasts, and you're motivated to try some of the things we discussed, whether it's improving your relationships, regaining control over your finances, or walking more often. Keep a log of your progress. Say you've planned out your meals for the upcoming week and you've mapped out which days you're going to spend some time walking outside. Write it down. Use a calendar and put it on the refrigerator. Now, the week may go really smoothly, or unexpected events may come up and things may not pan out as you'd hoped. Either way, keep track of what happened. If it went well, awesome. Put a smiley face or a check mark on the days when that happened. Make a note of how you felt when that happened. Now, if you missed your walk or instead of cooking at home, you had to grab a meal on the run, make a note of that too. And again, write down how that made you feel. Study after study have found that simply writing these things down can help you stay on track towards meeting your goals. And even if you go off track a bit, keeping a journal can help you get right back on it. All right, that'll do it from me for today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening every day. I hope you're having a wonderful week so far, and I'll see you back here tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.